Welcome back to another Canon Fast Reviews. Today I have a Glidecam HD-2000, and I was just doing a bunch of real estate video, and I set up my Tokina. This is a Tokina 16-28mm zoom lens on a 5D Mark II with a grip, and I'm going to get into why. So anyways, I had this thing all set up and I was just like, man, I should just do a video on this because it's a bit annoying to set up, but it works well, and you have it centered. So it totally does its job perfectly. Whoa! So, yeah, so I thought I'd do a video because most videos are on prime lenses, and I thought it was, I think there's probably a lot of need for a zoom lens like this. And then the Canon 16-35 as well. It's basically identical setup, just a little bit different. But let's rip into this. So the first thing I just started doing, normally I was just like handing and like turning the knobs and like trying to set everything, and my arm was like breaking off, and I'm not a He-Man, obviously, I'm a Hobbit. So I was just like, ugh, I need to stick this on something, so I am going to bring in my Avenger C-stand. So you don't need anything this overkill. You can take a broom handle and stick it in something, and but it's nice, got the center there. Just slip it on, and hands-free. Oh, helps so much when you're fine-tuning it. It's kind of sad I just came up with this idea now, because it's been tough when I used to tune them. Prime lenses aren't nearly as bad, but this just with the zoom and the grip and everything, it takes quite a bit. So why I put the grip on, you can use a grip or you can plate it, but you need to bring the body up. This is a 5D Mark II, same with the 5D Mark III. It's set up all the same, but it has to be up a little bit because this barrel of the lens will hit the front of your plate, and then it throws it off, and you can't even cinch up your stuff tight. So what you want to do is just have a gap here. Then before we do anything, you gotta take your lens cap off, okay? Because if you take it off after you set it all up, it's just gonna go whoop, because it throws off the weight. Throw it in your memory card. I have this on here. If you guys don't have it, it doesn't make that much of a difference, just fine-tuning a little bit differently, but it's really not that much weight. What else? If I didn't say, put your battery in. Okay, so now the second thing that you need to do is, kind of sucks about this lens. A prime, you don't have to worry about it so much, but you need to pick your focal length. So for me, I'm doing real estate. I'm going to go 16mm to like 18mm if I want to clean up some vignetting a little bit and distortion. 18mm really cleans this lens up a lot, but sometimes I'll just jam in at 16mm if it was a really tight house. This one wasn't super tight today, but then why you want to pick your focal length is because if you zoom after, it's going to throw the elements. So because the elements weigh so much, it throws it off. So you can fine-tune this out. It's not a big deal, but if you're not always wanting to fine-tune, just pick a focal length. Just know that like 16mm is super wide, but you're going to get that vignetting and distortion, softening in the corners. If you stop this, zoom this lens down to even 17mm, 18mm, 19mm is just like, you know, 20mm, it's gone. A lot of distortion, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to go to 16mm. And then also, when you focus, it will throw it off as well. I'll just show you that. Oh, I'm in manual. I must have been playing. So if you're at infinity, you know, it's going to throw it off a bit. And then if you go to close focus, it's going to throw it off. So I usually decide what I want to focus on, and so when I'm doing real estate in a house, I'll probably do about 2.5 feet, or was that 0.75 meters, or 1.5 feet. But at 1.5 feet, if you're got a larger aperture than 5.6, 5.6 isn't so bad, but even still, you'll see the foreground blurring. So I think 2.5 is pretty good. And then of course, if you can't go infinity in a house, because then your foreground's lost. Oops, I said that backwards. The original one, 1.4 would be your foreground would be in focus, and your background would be starting to get lost. So I think 2.5 is good, roughly. But if you're doing outside stuff, just running around in the park, I think infinity. Stick with infinity. The focus isn't as big as the zoom. The zoom has a lot of elements. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me just show you. Well, you can check your own lens because you probably have this lens if you're looking at this video. But you can really see how much the zoom throws that element, and that's a large element, so that's why it throws it off. Okay, so now at the point we are ready to tune it. It sucks. Heavy lens, heavy plates. If you're using a prime, you can get away with one plate on either side, like a 28-28, something like that, which is a fantastic lens to do something like that with. But you just need one plate. But with this, because it's so heavy, you need 3 plates on either side. It's 6 plates. This thing's a pig, and that's why it's on the stand. But it runs beautifully once you get going. And then you're going to bring your feet, legs, whatever these are called, all the way out as far as they can go. Maximize that. And then this isn't exactly, but you want to put it to about 4 inches. I think this is actually almost exactly 4 inches. Same with the Canon 16-35. It's about the same. But then again, like depending, like I have this on here, and depending on everything, just moving this up and down just the tiniest amount will really dramatically throw off I'll show you the swing time. Maybe I'll get into that next. Now that we have everything set up, one other thing I'll just show you. I don't know, because I bought this used, I don't know I know you have to throw this thing together yourself, a lot of it, but this wasn't, I was trying to eyeball everything, and I actually undid the Allen key and then put this dead center down the middle and with everything, so I had to undo that and move it. I don't know if that's normal, so it's centered down, just for my sanity's sake, because this is a little bit annoying setup. But then you, of course, want this straight. What else? What else? What else? I think that basically from there we would do the swing test, and as you can see, it's just beautifully balanced. So we go for sorry, yeah, I'm going to do the plate as well. But there's one more thing I need to show you before this, but I'm just going to show you the swing test while I have this here, because I'm going to disassemble this a little bit. So you're going to go for 2 to 3 seconds on drop. 1, 2, 3, pretty good. If I brought this up just a tiny bit, I'm talking about, gosh, like a couple centimeters, okay? If I bring this in just a tiny bit, it's going to change that swing time. And I probably could bring it in just a little bit more. Let's do it one more time here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could bring it in a tiny bit more, but you get the idea. I've been shooting it like this and it's been working fine. So I'm going to pop these and I'll show you the plate. Okay, so now with a prime lens, like a 28-28 kind of thing, you're going to want to have it center, 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 totally center, like going this way, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. Totally center here, and then you're going to have it in the third hole, but because this lens is a lot heavier, I had to move it back to the second hole. So we are on the second row coming up, and then center one, second thing up. So that's that. At that point is when you would do the swing test, the 2-second swing test, and you should hopefully get 2 to 3 seconds out of it. And if not, then just bring this up or down to whatever you need. But this gets you close. My video cut off, but I will go back and explain what I just said. So, what we are going to do at this point is the fine tuning. We're going to be using just the 2 knobs here, and what I usually do is I do the side ones first, get it in the game, and then I do the forward and back ones. It really doesn't matter, you can do this one first or that one, it doesn't matter, but it's just something I prefer. I hate being sideways, I don't mind the front and back thing. I don't know. Let me just throw it way out, okay, just so I can explain it. So it's way out. So what I would do is you can do large turns at the beginning. Like this would probably be one full rotation to get kind of into the game. So I'm going to do a full rotation, or that was like a half rotation, but I'm going to do another one, and that will get you somewhat in. And then at this point you're not going to do any more of those large ones. I might do a little bit more, but at this point you're going to do really tiny turns. And this is something that you got to get used to, is that it's like, well, it's way out, yeah, but that turn is like just night and day to this thing. When it's in the center here now, when you do a tiny, like 1/8 of a turn, it completely, 1/8 of a turn can throw it out. So we're going to do really small increments just to get in. And look at that, you can see how much that changes there, right? Just that one tiny little turn. I'll do another one. And that's probably going to go too far. I think it did. So you get the idea, right? And then when I have that, now the world is straight to me. Then what I actually do is, as you can see, my lens sits forward a little bit. Let's see if it goes that way. Yeah, so it sits forward, and the reason I do that is just for like kind of a thirds thing or composition thing. When I'm doing real estate, I don't want the roof. The roof is just white, blown out. Not blown out, but there's nothing to look at. I want to kind of, just hardly at all, just a little bit of a balance forward. I might even go a little bit more, right? But I want to focus. I want people to see the stove and countertops and all that kind of stuff, the fridge and everything, not the ceiling and the furniture. You want to make it feel like it's home, right? And not stare at a blank ceiling. It's not very nice canvas. So I'll point the lens down just a tiny bit. Now if you're doing outdoor stuff out in the park, you might not want to do that, or you might want to clip the sky down a little bit, just to push that rule of thirds thing a little bit and make more of a subject. Or you can crank it the other way and have the horizon lower and do a lot of the sky. Depends what you're going for, but this is where you would fine-tune this to whatever idea you have, whatever picture you want to create. So again, if you're using a prime lens, you would want to use the second hole on the plate and only have 2 of these weight plates, or sorry, 2 total weight plates, one on either end. And then, oh yeah, and also if you're doing a prime, you can really bring this up. I'm just going to screw this up. I'll kick myself for this later. Hopefully I don't need this again. But with a prime lens, you're probably going to have it like maybe an inch, or maybe three quarters of an inch, but not much at all, with one plate. That's the beautiful thing about having a prime, is you get 2 less plates, so you get 2 less plates and you can bring this up. I like a smaller profile. So, let's see, great, let's try that. That's too heavy. But anyways, I hope this helps some of you guys with your Tokina. Go have some fun. Oh, look at that, it's so beautiful. If only it was straight. There it goes. So yeah, check out CanonFastReviews.com. That's Canon with 2 N's, C-A-N-N-O-N. FastReviews.com, and I got other stuff all over there. And check out my YouTube. Like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. And I got a lot, man, I got so much stuff I gotta be bringing out. It's already finished, but I just need to upload it. So keep watch. I will eventually get to it. I've had a lot of stuff to shoot this summer, and so I'm finally getting into winter mode, I hope, where I can start doing more videos and stuff. Anyways, hope this helps. Thanks for watching.